So, part two, take two, because my phone's on some bullshit. I need a new one and I'm racing the clock. So, anyways, I tried to hint at my friend to see if this was normal behavior for him or if, this was just me. And she didn't seem to see anything wrong with it, but with my past and my history of people creeping on me and trying to do things to me that I didn't want to do, because it was more than just this instant after when I was a child. And I was just like, nah, something like red alert, fucking going completely fucking off. And so I wanted to like call my mom and be like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. I need you to come get me. And I would have done that if it wasn't for the fact that I was in eternal servitude, as I mentioned in previous videos, to, my freaking family. And I had done a lot of work to get to hang out with my friend. And her stepmom was home. So, and then on top of that, like with how, strict and controlling my mom was, I didn't want to say nothing because then she might not ever let me hang out with her again. And I was just like, this is fucking nuts. And I was just like, why do I keep ending up in these fucking situations? Like, why can't adults just fucking control themselves? Like, why is that so fucking hard? Like, that shit actually pissed me off. Because it's just like, I don't get to leave the house, like, hardly ever. And, like, now this thing that was supposed to just be a fun hangout between me and my friend has turned into something where I don't fucking feel safe anymore. And whether or not I was 18, it doesn't fucking matter. I was hanging out with my fucking friend. And the dude was fucking married. Like, that shit really pissed me off. And I really worried for her safety too at this point, because I was just like, because she didn't see anything fucking wrong with it. And I was just like, okay, I don't like the way this is going. And so, yeah, I ended up staying the night because it's that or I probably would never be able to leave the house ever again. And so I had planned it. I had a strategy. So I figured out where we would be staying because she had I think it was her own room in this house, or at least her sister was moved to her other sister's room. I don't remember exactly. But they had like the conjoining bathrooms. I made sure to go to the bathroom, like after I ate and brushed my teeth and did all of that shit. I made sure to go to the bathroom before I went into the room for the night, and I did not sleep. I kept watch the entire night. I already had a thing about like, I can't sleep in a place that I've never slept before. And so, like, if I haven't spent the night there, I can't sleep there. So every new place that I've ever moved to, I would be up at least for the entire night before I could actually sleep the next night. And so that was normal for me, but I literally kept watch. I made sure that I didn't need to leave the room for anything, for absolutely anything. And so I pretty much stayed up, bored as fuck, but I stayed up the whole fucking night. I did not allow myself to fully fall asleep. If anything, I may have fallen into like a meditation style of like relaxed consciousness, but other than that, I was not asleep. I could hear everything. I made sure I could hear everything. I believe I was facing the door the entire time too. And because I was so fucking pissed off that I keep running into these situations, I was ready to fucking fight. I made sure that I had an idea on how I would, like, I always have planned, like, going through the kinds of trauma that I have where people are always trying to touch me and do things to me. I always had like pens, pencils, keys, you know, anything that I could use. I was always aware of things that I had in my room that I could use as tools. And I wasn't gonna fucking bend to nobody's fucking will. I will literally rip your throat out with my bare teeth if I have to. I am not going to fall to that bullshit again. So yeah, I went through all of that, and after that, I never hung out at her dad's house ever again. And I kept my distance from him since that time. Because, like, I mean, yeah, you can make the excuse that he was drunk, but what are you doing getting drunk and, like, knowing that you are supposed to be in the car as a coherent adult with an underage driver? But, yeah, I'm. I was so tired of that shit. And that's why. And that's why turning 18 is such a terrifying thing as a like female from my perspective, because as soon as you turn 18, then it's legal to pursue you, and it doesn't matter what you look like. As soon as they know that you're fucking 18, these motherfuckers are like fucking predators. And I was fucking terrified. Like, I wanted to, you know, just be free and, you know, have people my own age to interact with. But I also had to be like, I never talked about my age when I was 18. I kept that shit silent. I let them think that I was whatever age they saw me as when they looked at me, because I always looked younger than my actual age. So yeah, that was terrifying for me, because it was just always these men who are like 20 years older than me always trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, you know, I'm too young. You're old enough to be my fucking dad. I don't want to date somebody that's old enough to be my motherfucking dad at freaking 18 years old. And sometimes it's a fucking really shitty cycle, because they like groom these 18-year-olds to where, like, you know, they get an 18-year-old knowing that they're 18, they don't know nothing about the damn world, and then make them have babies, and then people their own age don't fucking want them because they have previous kids. Because, you know, the generation that I grew up in, not every freaking man was raised right. And then the previously 18-year-olds that get groomed into these like older people relationships end up feeling like they've been devalued or whatever by that shit, and then they're stuck. Like, they feel like they can't go anywhere else. And that's some of the stuff that I've just observed. Obviously, this isn't for everybody, but if you feel triggered by this, then you're the problem. I don't give a fuck. But I worked really hard to like avoid situations like that. And like, yeah, turning 18 was fucking terrifying for me as a freaking female because of that shit. Because I had seen other 18-year-olds get roped into that shit. And it's horrible to like think about. But anyways, yeah, that's it. That's the end of that one.